Number 4, Andrew Little.
Mr Speaker, to the Prime Minister, does he stand by his statement, quotes, in the order of about 1,000, end quotes, people with New Zealand citizenship could be deported here from Australia due to criminal convictions?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, yes. Advice provided to me by officials suggests there are currently around about 1,000 New Zealanders in the pipeline for deportation from Australia, but this number will move around.
Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
Given Australia changed its deportation policy last year and his government immediately began making preparations for an influx, why has it taken him until now to speak publicly about the implications for New Zealand?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I don't think that's correct. The law was changed in December of last year. That was obviously freely available to everyone in the world to see. I raised the issue at the first possible instance with Tony Abbott at my bilateral talks in February.
Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
Does he believe it's right that New Zealand is forced to take in people who left New Zealand as infants, were raised in Australia, educated there and committed crimes there?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, well, as I've been saying, my preference would have been for Australia not to lower the threshold in the way that they did, and my preference would be for them to make some alteration to reflect that. But if the member is saying, do I believe I should strip those New Zealanders of their New Zealand citizenship as well and make them stateless, then I don't think I should do that. I know the Labor Party has some really wacky ideas these days, but that's a dumb one.
Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
Why is his government accepting into New Zealand deportees who've lived their entire lives in Australia, including children who don't even have New Zealand citizenship?
That's right.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, because that is their legal right as New Zealand citizens to come back to this country. The fact that they may be being returned to this country against their will doesn't fail the test that they are New Zealand citizens.
Supplementary
question, Andrew Little.
Why won't he stand up for New Zealand when he meets Malcolm Turnbull this weekend and tell him that what our Australian mates is doing to New Zealanders is just wrong?
That's right. Get some guts.
Speaker. Honourable Prime Minister.
Firstly, I raised this issue with Tony Abbott in February. Secondly, I raised this issue with him in Wellington in April. Thirdly, I raised this issue with the Australian Foreign Minister in New York. Fourthly, this issue has been raised by the New Zealand Foreign Minister on numerous occasions. Fifthly, I'll be more than happy to raise the matter with Malcolm Turnbull. But I do think it's just, frankly, a little bit rich getting lectured by the leader of the opposition when they were the government that signed New Zealanders up to worse rates and, like a lapdog, accepted it for 7 years and did nothing about it.
Order. Question number